everyone, it's Princess Anarchy Games Darkon here, and today we're going to be playing Civitas from Bright Ideas Press, and it looks really, really exciting. Thank you so much to Bright Ideas Press for sending this to us so that we could check it out. And it's a game that is basically to teach kids about different kinds of government, which I'm really, really excited to check it out and play it. We have all this stuff out here, and I'm going to play it for the first time.
Yeah, so we got to lay it out.
Me too. So I already forgot how to play it.
We haven't taught you how to play it yet, so it's okay that you forgot how to play it.
Yeah.
So I read the instructions. It's actually pretty cool. I think Cooper will be able to play with us. It's a little like Crazy Eights, which he's been learning how to play, with the little extra elements thrown in. It comes with, there are a lot of little decks of cards, and they all have their own little holder, which I kind of appreciated. And they all represent different forms of government. Okay, Poojan, you want to tell us the different forms of government that are represented?
Okay, so we have democracy, monarchy, communism, military, republic, plutocracy, anarchy, and theocracy.
Yep.
I don't know, I wasn't actually entirely sure. Did I pronounce them right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yay!
That was good. Okay, and so it talks about in the instructions that you can start off with a subset. You don't have to play with all of them at once, right? So that's why I have these four out. So I think we're going to start with these four, which are?
Democracy, monarchy, communism, and military.
That's right. So we're going to put these
Words
away.
are hard to say.
And we'll add these later as we get better at playing the game, because their rules are a little bit more complicated. So you have these cards, which are numbered cards, and then you'll see kind of how we play like Crazy Eights. But then they do also come with these leadership cards. So every time a form of government comes into play, you have to get a leader of that. And I always want to say elect a leader, because that's what I always think of about picking a leader.
we have to
but
just
that's
have
only
a-
for, well, for democracy, you elect a leader. And you know, military, the general comes to power, so the person who changes it. So that the people, each of these cards describe how you rise to power in that form of government. And then when there's a law, like a tax or a repeal or a lawsuit or red tape, somebody plays a law card, then the rules of that form of government dictate how you deal with that situation when it comes up.
Okay.
So it kind of teaches you a little bit about that form of government, right? So as with most things, I think this is going to be a lot easier if we just play.
Yeah.
And then people can kind of see how you do it, right? It does have make your own, so you can make your own small cards and your own leadership cards if you want to add a different form of government, which I think is a really great idea. So we've got all of the forms of government that we're going to play with in one giant stack here. That's going to be our draw pile. Everybody gets 7 cards, so I'll deal that real quick. So we're going to play kind of like Crazy Eights, Cooper. Okay, you ready? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip over the first card in the draw pile, and that's going to establish our first government. You ready?
Okay.
Which government are you establishing?
Oh, make your fan. Yeah, oh, that's a good fan, Cooper. I don't think I could make a fan like that when I was your age. First government is communism. All right, so let me look and see what we do. All right, so you have
What do we
to,
do?
I think I just become the first leader. All right, so communism is our first government. The dealer becomes the leader of the very first government, so I am the chairman. So it actually tells you what the leader's called, so that even that's learning, right?
Yeah.
So the leader of the communist government in this is called the chairman. And then from now on, what will happen is when someone changes, like if this is a red 8, right? A communist 8. If you were to play an 8 of a different government, you would be changing the form of government to, like, if you played democracy 8, that it would change to democracy, and then we would read this rise to power to decide how to do a new leader. But again, we'll see it all as we play through, right? That's kind of the big thing. And then the idea is just you want to run out of cards. So it's just like Crazy Eights. If you've got a red card or an 8, you can play it. There are also cards that that are gray, and you can play those at any time. Those are like wild. Those like change the form of government, or they're law cards that make something happen. And then if you can't play a card, you draw a card. And if you draw a card and you can play it immediately, just like we do other stuff. Okay? All right, let's just play. They also have quotes from famous people speaking about that form of government in different ways when you play it. So if you want to read your quote, you can read your quote and play your card.
Okay. From each according to his ability, to each according his needs. Louis Blanc?
Yeah, that's a pretty big, pretty famous communist quote there. All right.
I got a gray card.
Oh, uh-oh. Red tape. So this is a law that is red tape. I guess I'll show it to you guys. So it's a law card, and the law is red tape. It says resolve this according to the leadership card. So I have a leadership card.
You have a leadership
And
card.
here is how communists resolve red tape, apparently.
Why are you doing
Are you
all
ready?
this?
Red tape. Skip directly to the chairman's turn.
Okay, it's your turn now.
Whenever there's red tape, the chairman gets to go.
Okay, go.
So now it's my turn. So I think, Preston, can you not stare at my cards, please?
Sorry. I have a really bad habit.
I get the same quote as Presley. Maybe the 7 has this. From each according to his ability, to each according to his needs. I'll play my communist 7. Change of leadership.
Oh no.
Or a change of government.
Oh no.
Let's see, maybe I know a different way to do it. No, I don't.
Please
All right.
say that the
Ooh, military. It's coup. All right, let's see what happens now. All right, so now the change of government, I am no longer the leader of the communists. I'm no longer the chairman.
How do I
Rise to power. The player who changed the government to military becomes the general. So now I'm the general now.
Yay!
Although I'm not selling insurance. Really? So it's another law card, and this time it's a lawsuit. So let's see how military governments resolve lawsuits. You want to read?
The player will exchange a single card with another player of the general's choice. The players get to pick their own cards to exchange. So I exchange a card with someone?
Yes. Presley, you're going to trade a card with Cooper.
Okay.
Cooper, you pick a card and give it to Ava, and she'll pick a card and give it to you.
Okay.
I will give you a 2.
Okay. Thank you for the 2. And you know what I'm going to do? Yeah. I will give you the same card.
But that's the card I gave you.
It was a different. She had the same card. That's funny.
Yay, we did absolutely
So
nothing.
again, in a military government, the general gets to make all the decisions. You don't vote, you don't do things. So that's kind of what it's telling you. That's why I got to pick. Okay, there we go. Or this is a tax law. Since I'm still the general, let's see how I do taxes. The general decides if the next player draws 2 cards.
Do I draw 2 cards?
Cooper does draw 2 cards.
Yay!
Yeah. These games are so much easier when you're little and don't understand it. That's bad. Civil War.
Oh boy.
So that is changing to a new form of government. A civil war is one way that governments can change.
Who's
So,
deciding this?
Mommy, you get to pick a new form of government, and you can force any player to draw 2 cards.
What government?
I'm going to choose the Monarchy. We haven't done that yet.
So read Rise to Power of the Monarchy.
The first player to establish a monarchy becomes the Royal Highness. Each time a new monarchy starts, this card is passed to the player on the Royal Highness's left.
Okay.
Okay, and Cooper says he wants to draw 2 cards.
Oh, okay, Cooper, draw 2 cards.
I know I wanted that.
Mommy picked you, though. You gotta draw 2 cards.
Yay.
A monarchy conducted with infinite wisdom and infinite benevolence is the most perfect of all possible governments. I don't know how to pronounce that name.
Styles?
Urza Styles, sure. I don't know how to pronounce it. Fun.
So do you think a monarchy that is infinitely wise and infinitely benevolent would be the best form of government possible?
I don't think that's technically possible.
Yeah, I think that's probably true too. In theory, it would be. Okay, Cooper, now it's your turn. One of the rules. So we changed the form of government, but we changed to the same kind of government. We were already a monarchy, and we changed to a monarchy, but that does mean a transition of power. So who becomes the Royal Highness?
Me?
Cooper! His Royal Highness, Cooper. Okay, but we have to see how a monarch deals with red
You
tape.
can peek at
The
this
Royal
again.
Highness decides if the next player loses their turn.
Do I lose my turn?
Does Presley lose the turn, so it's your turn now, or does she not lose her turn?
She loses her turn.
Oh, Cooper's not a benevolent Royal Highness.
So now it's your turn.
You're not a benevolent monarch.
I'm gonna say
No,
that.
you play. Now you play. Yellow or gray.
I'm going to say
Yellow.
You don't make up new rules.
The first card I grabbed out was already yellow.
The Royal Highness decides if the next player draws 2 cards.
Just try to draw 2 cards. He only has two cards. I give him more cards.
I will say you get 2 cards.
Oh!
Because I want to win. I have lots of cards.
The player to the departing monarch's left takes the Royal Highness leadership card.
The bin of fabric.
Cooper, pass the leadership to Abba.
Oh no!
Abba's
No, she'll be the
Okay, so you need to do
queen ever.
the baddest queen ever. Is that what you
Yeah,
said?
this will be bad.
She's gonna be the worst queen ever?
Yes.
Uh-oh, I hope not.
Do good things to mommy so she can win or I can win.
Oh.
Now you're gonna be nice?
Yeah.
You were mean when you were a king. You're gonna be nice when you're
I'm gonna do this, make the bad thing to you two, and do the good thing to mommy.
Cooper.
So I win or mommy wins.
Cooper. So read us the democracy quote. I don't think we've done that one yet.
Abraham Lincoln. Government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. Abraham Lincoln.
Yep. My favorite card so far.
You win.
You run out of cards.
Okay. What is it?
Cut the one out.
Gerrymandering
Question.
in a democracy. I wonder where that's at. I wonder if I can tell where that is. Exchange your hand with the next player.
The whole hand?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Uno. So Cooper, you're the chairman.
Yay!
Chairman Cooper.
So do I decide what you guys do?
Not yet. Hold on, comrade. The rise to power in democracy is the player who changed the government to democracy becomes the first citizen.
Yay! Yay, I'm the baddest judge ever.
No, you're gonna be a bad first citizen now?
I have only 3 cards. I will judge everyone to get more cards. I will be the winner now.
Uh-oh. Democracy to power.
The player who changed the government to democracy becomes the first citizen. Yay!
I choose whoever does the things now.
You do.
Yay! I'm the baddest judge
Okay,
ever.
I can't.
That?
Oh my gosh!
I won!
What?
I already had my card! I won!
Tell the people that you won.
I won!
Ed, it was about 30 minutes, right?
Yes.
What's the time right
Yeah,
now?
it's 29:52.
29:52. Look at that. 30 minutes kind of on the button for 4 of us to play, not knowing what we're doing. I think we're going to play one more game because this is actually kind of fun.
Yeah.
And we're kind of learning a little bit about how to play. And but we're probably not going to film this one. Yeah?
Yeah.
So I think you should wrap us up here and then maybe one more arigato.
So yeah, thank you so much to Bread Ideas Press for sending us this game. It was really cool and we enjoyed it a lot. If you want to see more reviews of games like this, our family game nights, then please subscribe to keep up with all of the things that we are posting.
Yeah, so Civitas to homeschoolers out there that are looking at like government lessons and stuff, you can add your own information to it and learning, but it's a fun way to have these conversations about government. Highly recommended for the homeschoolers out there. Yeah? Yeah.
So yeah, thank you for watching and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!